So we're heading to Mayflower Gold Mill. It's an old mill plant, process different types of minerals. It's just outside of Silverton, Colorado. So the mill opened in 1929 and pretty much stayed open until the 1990s. I believe the mill closed in 1991. And it was eventually turned over to the local historical society. Starting to sleet again, heavy sleet. This is the Mayflower Mill where they processed a lot of ore from all the different mines around here.
To the tram house like we are right now, and you pop in an ore bucket. You still have a 22-minute unpaid commute ahead of you, get you up to the top to start your shift beginning of the day.
So they'd ride in these buckets, huh?
They sure did. MSHA is the mining safety industry. They do no longer allow that for, I guess, certain safety reasons. However, in winter, middle of winter anyway, I'd feel a whole lot safer back in the day when this was operational. Be dangling up in an ore bucket, at least above the safety of the trees, and there's whole avalanche territory below us. Sometime after 1963, they ceased operations on the tram system here, sealed up the mine above. This is an old upper tram, 29. And it is this one here. Yeah, this one's just from the 1800s, so it's kind of in between the Houston and this, which was modern back in 1930.
Whew, man, it's cold now.
Yeah.
It's quite the mill. Wow. So they process gold, silver, zinc, and these are stone crushers. Look at those springs on that. So you can hear the hail or sleet hitting the metal roof up here. So these rock crushers, the ore would come in and they'd break it up to about the size of a baseball.
Right.
And then where did it get sorted from there?
And then that went directly to the mill. If it was bigger than that, it went to a secondary crusher.
It had to be a noisy place to work. Oh, I can't imagine. Especially crushing that rock. Yeah, that'd be noisy. This place would have used an awful lot of electrical power. The balls I used in the tumbling process. No, it was used in a tumbling process. The ball mill grinding process of the ore. And quite the engineering just to build the building. Look at this big. What is this big bin?
The bin has a holding capacity of 1,200 tons, enough to run the mill for a 24-hour period.
It took a while to build this building. Now look at this auger. Wow.
Okay, this is a rod mill, which was the start of the grinding circuit. Each steel rod is 11 foot 8 inches long by 3 inches in diameter and weighed 500 pounds. With the rods loose and the mill rotating clockwise, it acted like a giant tumbler grinding the gravel down to a sand-like consistency.
You know, I can't imagine just hauling all this equipment here, assembling all this heavy machinery, putting it all together and making it work. It would have been a dusty, noisy environment. Oh, here's an old stamp mill. We see these in Georgia, out in Arizona.
So the mill was charged or loaded with 25 ton of steel balls, 2 to 3 inches in diameter. These balls would wear down, and in order to maintain the initial weight, 50 new balls were charged into the mill daily.
It's quite the bends. I guess where they use chemicals and stuff to separate the metals. Oh man, about fell.
And come to the surface of the water with the use of reagents called collectors. Different reagents were used for different metals. The floated in. It was within this cell bank that the lead, silver, and copper were concentrated. With more reagents added, the concentrate would rapidly rise to the surface of the liquid in small bubbles as the rotating paddles skimmed the material from the surface in front of the launder. From here it was pumped to the copper cell where the copper was separated from the lead.
Electric motors. This plant had to use an awful lot of electricity. So many electric motors, man, I can't imagine the power that they had to run here.
These things are sample bucking.
So this must be the assaying office. So they had two different robberies here at the mill. Last one they figured they stole about $120,000 worth of gold. Caught the people down in New Mexico. So it's just a self-guided tour. You can take your time going through. There's a lot to see. It's a huge plant. Quite the snow there on the top. And it's chilly. That's downtown Silverton. Sun's trying to peek out.